You know, for almost 20 years now, this little slab of glass in our pockets has basically rewired our entire world. I mean, it's our camera, it's our map, it's how we talk to, well, everyone. But stop and think for a second. The basic idea, a flat rectangle that we poke and swipe, that hasn't fundamentally changed since what, 2007? So yeah, let's get into it. Because the really interesting question isn't what's the next phone going to look like?
No, it's about what comes after the phone. We're going to look at the technology, the ideas, the forces that are lining up to make this device we all rely on completely obsolete. We're asking a pretty wild question. In the not-so-distant future, will smartphones even exist at all? Okay, so before we can look at the future, we've got to get real about where we are right now. And honestly, we're on a plateau. That golden age of mind-blowing, revolutionary leaps in phone design, it feels like it's over.
And this timeline, I mean, it really tells the whole story, doesn't it? You see this huge jump right here. We went from those, clunky old cell phones to the first iPhone in 2007, and that changed everything. But since then, it's been pretty much the same glass rectangle year after year. That core design is just locked in. I mean, think about it. Every year there's a big new phone launch, right? And what do we get? A slightly thinner body, a slightly brighter screen, a slightly faster chip. It's all just refinement. It's not revolution. The smartphone isn't a teenager anymore. It's matured. And maybe, just maybe, it's starting to get a little boring. So if the phone itself has kind of hit a wall, where's all the exciting stuff happening? Well, the first clue is that technology is literally escaping our pockets. It's moving onto our bodies. We are talking about the rise of wearables.
See, what's happening is the phone is being unbundled. All its jobs are being scattered. Your watch is tracking your heart rate. Smart glasses are showing you notifications. A ring on your finger is tracking your sleep. And that AI assistant, it lives right in your earbuds now. Every single function is finding its own perfect little home on your body. And what this all adds up to is a really fundamental shift in thinking. We're moving away from having one single device that does everything. The future isn't about one more gadget to carry. It's about a whole ecosystem of things that are all connected, all working together. The phone as we know it, it's starting to dissolve. Okay, so if the hardware is dissolving into all these other devices, what happens to the screen, right? Well, that brings us to the next giant leap forward, augmented reality. This is where the screen literally breaks free and gets painted all over the world around you. And don't even think for a second, this is just science fiction. We're talking about Apple, Meta, Google. The biggest companies on Earth are in a trillion-dollar race to build this. They don't see AR as just some cool new feature. They see it as the next major computing platform, the thing that will actually replace the smartphone. Just think about what that would be like. Imagine having video calls with people who appear as holograms right there in your room. Or getting navigation arrows that are literally painted on the street in front of you. How about working on 3 giant virtual monitors that you can set up anywhere? This doesn't just do what our phones do now, it completely glows it out of the water. And that leads to a really simple but kind of profound question. When screens are literally everywhere in your field of view, why on earth would you still need to carry one in your pocket? But it's not just the physical phone that's dissolving. The way we use technology is about to change completely. For the last, 15 years, it's all been about touchscreens, tapping and swiping. But the future is way more natural. It's about voice, gestures, and maybe even just your thoughts. Because the new interface is AI. And this right here really shows you the difference. Right now, we're in the app era. You want to order a pizza? You got to find the right app, open it, tap through a bunch of menus, type in your order. It's a process. In the coming AI era, you just say what you want. Hey, order me my usual pizza. And boom, the AI agent takes care of the rest. The big idea here is that you won't search for apps anymore. You'll just ask for outcomes. The whole idea of an app might just fade away. We'll stop being the person who has to manually operate all these little tools. Instead, we'll just be the director, stating what we want done and letting these AI agents make it happen. All right, now we're going to take this to the next level. Let's go even further out. What happens when the interface itself just disappears? When there's no separation at all between your thoughts and a digital command? Well, welcome to the world of neural interfaces. And again, This might sound like it's 100 years away, but the groundwork is being laid right now. Companies like Neuralink, Synchron, and others are making real, tangible progress on building brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. This is actually happening. And the implications here are just staggering. I mean, imagine controlling your smart lights just by thinking about turning them on, or pulling up any fact from the internet as easily as you remember your own name. Or, get this, communicating a complex idea directly to someone else, brain to brain, no words needed.
And that brings us to the final stop on this journey, because when your brain is directly connected to the cloud, the very concept of a device just becomes meaningless. It's obsolete. So that brings us all the way back to where we started. After talking about wearables and AR and AI agents and even brain-computer interfaces, what's the final verdict? Are smartphones going to stick around?
Well, in the next few years, yeah, of course. But look out 10, maybe 20 years. The smartphone as this one specific thing we carry is probably not going to exist. It won't just vanish overnight. It's going to dissolve. Its jobs taken over by our wearables, by the augmented reality all around us, by AI, and eventually, by us.
Because the future we're heading for isn't about rectangles. It's about realities. It's not going to be about screens. It's going to be about experiences.
And it won't be about tools we hold. It'll be about systems we live inside.
Because the future isn't something that's going to fit in your pocket anymore. It's something that's going to become a part of you.